When companies are rated AAA or AA, the chance of them defaulting on the loans is extremely low. However, things don't go always as planned or as they should. And today we have one case of when it didn't go as it should. We have IL and FS, a massive Indian company which defaulted on its loans in 2018, an extremely important company for the Indian economy. So let's find out. So, the first question arises, who was IL and FS? Now, IL and FS stands for Infrastructure, Leasing and Financial Services Limited. Now, let's zoom in. What are its core businesses, though? Yeah, what does it actually do? So it focused on developing and financing infrastructure projects, including roads, metro rail, urban transportation, even energy, and the projects regarding energy. So basically, it worked as a shadow bank. It raised money from commercial papers or short term debt instruments and used them to finance long term infrastructure projects, develop infrastructure, to make infrastructure, and to finance infrastructure projects. So to give a background of IL and FS, here we have this is a background, or this is you can say a summary of the crisis, the scale of the crisis. At its peak, IL and FS had 1,15,000 crore rupees in assets, entire group, including subsidiaries and all, and 91,000 crores in loans. This was the crisis, a 91,000 crore crisis. Here we can see is the ownership pie. The company's promoters were very well established, very well known. A lot of good reputation was behind IL and FS. Here we have LIC, we have HDFC Bank, we have Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, we have SBI, India's biggest bank, the State Bank of India. We have the Central Bank of India. Or we also have Japan's Oryx Group. And if you're wondering what the Oryx Group is, Japan's Oryx Group is basically a Japanese financial services conglomerate. So we have a company with 1 lakh 15,000 crores in assets. It's extremely important to the economy because it was financing so many major infrastructure projects. So, how did this company actually default on its debt? Big question. So, the main thing which happened was here we have, yeah, the main problem was the money it took, the money it borrowed was short term. However, the thing it financed, infrastructure projects, that was long term, meaning it had to pay money back in the short term, but the revenues it was going to get from its projects was going to come in the long term. This is known as an asset liability mismatch, and that was the biggest problem. The revenues from the infrastructure projects were going to come from far away, and it did not have enough money to meet its obligations in the present. Here we can see, we can just move down. Excessive short term debt. ILNFS piled up a large amount of short term debt while its assets were tied to long term projects, creating a significant mismatch. Then there was a company's opaque corporate structure. The company had hundreds of subsidiaries that took on a lot of debt and just made the problem worse. Now, when the subsidiaries played the problem, faced issues, it impacted the parent company and the entire group. And of course, we have Ireland FS, asset liability mismatch. Its liabilities also exceeded the assets, and of course, it couldn't generate enough revenue from its long term projects to service its short term debt. Now, the best part is this Ireland FS was rated AAA till August 2018. Now, here it says it was downgraded to double A plus in August 2018, meaning it was AAA rated till August 2018 and it defaulted on its short-term debt in September 2018. So in 2 months, this company went from AAA rated to defaulting on its obligations. A truly risk management classic. That's it. Have a nice life.